From marrying rock star royalty to writing tell-all memoirs, these famous groupies lived a very rock and roll life, so where are they now? Pennie Trumbull is one of the most famous groupies in history, thanks to filmmaker Cameron Crowe. Right down to her name, she was the inspiration for the groupie character Pennie Lane, played by Kate Hudson in Crowe's 2000 rock comedy drama Almost Famous. That rock comedy drama was about one of the best fictional rock bands of all time, Stillwater, and the various people around them, including young music journalist William Miller, based on Crowe himself. The real Trumbull and Crowe had a very similar relationship to their fictional counterparts.
You're too sweet for rock and roll.
Though fellow groupie Pamela Des Barres also claimed that the character was based on her, Crowe has confirmed that the fictional Pennie Lane is based on the real Trumbull. In a 2022 interview with SiriusXM, Crowe said, "She, the real Pennie Lane, is a woman named Pennie Trumbull, and she's still consistent to the same person that I met in the day. She's in love with the music. It was all about the music. She never wrote a tell-all book. I think DreamWorks paid her a little bit of money for her life rights." After leaving the groupie life behind her, Trumbull returned to ordinary life and had a stellar career in marketing and consulting, with a side hustle in farming. Pamela Des Barres, aka Miss Pamela, was a musician herself thanks to her Frank Zappa-created band the GTOs. However, she's best known as a prominent groupie who was a part of the 1960s and 1970s rock scene, both in London and in the US. She was associated with some of the biggest rock names of the era, including members of Led Zeppelin and the Who drummer Keith Moon, who tragically died in 1978. She even ended up marrying and later divorcing Michael Des Barres of Silverhead and the Power Station fame. Decades after her heyday, Des Barres remains proud of her groupie days. In fact, she's leveraged her experiences in the rock circles into a many-faceted career as a writer and content creator. In 1987, she published the best-selling memoir, I'm With the Band, Confessions of a Groupie, which detailed her life and times with many of history's biggest rock musicians. She has also written several other books, teaches in women's writing workshops, arranges Los Angeles rock tours based on her memoir, and has a podcast where some of her old acquaintances turn up as guests. Model, singer, and mother to Liv Tyler, Bebe Buell isn't exactly your average groupie. In fact, she dislikes the term quite intensely, preferring the term muse instead. Buell's fondness for rock music and rock musicians led to dating major names like Aerosmith's Steven Tyler to perhaps most famously Todd Rundgren. Buell's rock and roll relationships eventually transitioned into a music career of her own, starting with the short-lived rock group Bebe Buell and the B-Sides in 1981. Buell has released music since then, and her most recent album, Bearing It All, came out in 2018. Because she's been doing this so much longer than the dating rock stars thing she's more closely associated with, she's understandably more interested in discussing her music than her personal life from several decades ago. Buell named the single biggest misconception about her to Classic Rock in 2016, stating that I'm defined by the cool boyfriends I had in the 70s. I've done so many other things. Nowadays, I just say to people, come see me live and I will change your mind. Cherry Vanilla's 2010 memoir, Lick Me, How I Became Cherry Vanilla, openly describes her as a groupie, so it's clear she doesn't exactly disavow the term. In reality, however, she's always been more of a pop culture jack-of-all-trades. Born Kathleen Doherty, she worked as an ad producer and DJ before she relocated from New York to London and started her groupie phase, which in turn led to her first stage acting gig in Andy Warhol's play Pork and working as David Bowie's publicist in the mid-1970s. Apart from her acting and PR endeavors, Cherry Vanilla became a musician, a poet, and a notable figure in the punk movement. She released 2 albums and a number of singles in the late 1970s featuring Sting and Stuart Copeland from The Police. Outside the music and acting scenes, Cherry Vanilla has worked in various capacities with a truly eclectic collection of creative greats, from jazz legend Chet Baker to filmmaker Tim Burton.